Hello garden friends, and welcome back to my soil garden. Doing a very quick little walkabout today. I want to kind of show you what's happening with the seedlings that I've started, especially my perennials and that sort of thing, because I'm going to start planting those like very soon. As of Monday, I'll be 4 weeks till my last frost date, so I can get the rest of my seeds sown, as well as start getting some of this cold hardy stuff in the ground, which it needs it. Some of the stuff is like ridiculously large, and I need more space. So I just want to kind of show you a little bit of what's happening here in Northern Ontario, because things are about to start changing. So this little garden here in the corner in the front yard, it's getting a pretty serious overhaul this year. I've got a bunch of hens and chicks in here. They just get completely smothered with the other stuff, so that's going to have to get dug up and moved. I left one creeping bellflower here last year because it's so pretty. Oh, now I go for the battle of the creeping bellflower because it's everywhere. I had put my hyacinths in here originally because this is the first area that ever starts to thaw. So I thought, okay, this will give me a nice little burst of spring blooms, nice and early. It was a mistake because yes, it does thaw here first, but they start to come and then they freeze before they can bloom. So a lot of them didn't even get to bloom. So I'm going to do an overhaul on this garden, but the hyacinths will stay because I have lots everywhere else, but they're just starting to break ground now. Onions have been planted out, looking good. Peas are starting to break ground. Can't wait for beautiful peas. Lilacs are starting to bud out. I love lilacs. This is a massive hedge, and they're so beautiful, but hopefully this is my year for them because they seem to just start to bloom and then they get frozen. Not this year. They're going to bloom. Everything's looking really good in the new food forest. Daffodils are just getting started, and they're everywhere. I've got them all up on Blueberry Hill, and they're just starting to bloom. Tulips are just starting to break ground. Oh, I can't wait. I've got lots of alliums like everywhere throughout the property. I have yet to enjoy those blooms because, again, they just start to get to their peak and then they freeze every year. Not this year. I'm going to get to enjoy them. So this here is my espalier apple. And then I've got 4 beds here. I'm going to walk over there to my garlic. It's looking amazing. Last year I did the garlic in the ground, and it turned out pretty good. We were really happy with it. But this year, raised beds. And it looks fabulous. So exciting. Rhubarb's coming up. On the picnic table here is my ranunculus and my anemones. So they've been out. Other than there was 2 nights last week that we were in the -20. So I did put them in the greenhouse for those nights. But other than that, they've been out for good for a couple weeks. And they're looking awesome. Can't wait for blooms. And same goes for this greenhouse. I wanted to do a quick update on these seedlings and stuff in here because I'm going to start planting some of the perennials and the cold hardy stuff. They've been out here for, other than when it was -20, they've been out here. So they're looking good. I just did some extra cold crop stuff. So that just came out yesterday. Yeah, everything's looking good. I definitely need to get this stalk planted. Like it's blooming in here. Dang it. So it's going in soon. Oh, and Rose of Sharon that I overwintered in the sunroom in a bag. It's alive. This year I get Rose of Sharon. So most of the perennials that I have started this year, their focus will be up here on the Blueberry Hill, as well as in my new woodland walk garden. I've got like a couple rows of trees there that I've been working on getting it cleaned up, ready for some lovely perennials. Color. I love color. Everything's starting. It's waking up. I can't wait. And actually over here, yeah, can you see all the daffodils starting? I hope you can catch that. They're everywhere. And hyacinths starting. Soon I'll get my tulips too. I can't wait. So over here, these are fairly new gardens I just started last year. Most of them they were started the year before, but tulips coming everywhere. I put lots of daffodils in here. So they're coming along. This is where I hope to have my delphinium garden in this area. I have my veggie beds already prepped. I want to veer towards no-till, or at least low-till, but I had to till, especially this one. This one was new garden last year, and it was like just a mess of, it was pretty much full of yarrow and grass. So tilled it, covered it, and it waits until after frost. So that's one of the veggie gardens, and this is like massive. It's massive. I have another one bigger than this too. So yeah, so this is the woodland walk. This is going to be a really nice transformation. So it's going to be up that side and down this side. That's where my perennials are slotted to go. Did some planting here as well. So this raised bed here, I'm going to get my shadow out of there. This one here has got some of my smaller onions, and then the rest of it is beets, just sown yesterday. And then this whole bed is carrots. Because, oh my gosh, like I don't even like cooked carrots, and I've been eating carrots all winter. Our carrots we grew last year are delicious. And then behind me here, this is my ridiculous early new cold frame that we built. So it was a test. I really wanted to test, see what I could get away with. So this stuff has all been out and planted through -20. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's alive. So the cabbage here kind of suffered, but I've got Swiss chard and celery, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, romaine, kale. This is all beets in here. Carrots are coming up here. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what I got away with. So it's looking good. Oh, the possibilities of these new cold frames. It's going to give me so much more grow time here. And so coming up here, this bed is reserved for asparagus. And this one here also. The front row out here is garlic chives. Can you see all the onions in there? This one is full of onions as well. Just planted. Strawberries? That's so weird. They were looking like amazing. Amazing. But once we lost the snow cover and then it got really cold again, now they look like crap. I'm confident they'll come back. A few warm days like today, hopefully I'll be strawberry heaven. Okay, so this is the other large vegetable garden. Again, like I say, and all of these, the plastic that you see everywhere, like it won't be there. It's just there to keep the weeds down between now and June when I can plant. So it'll all be lifted up. Winter sowing experiment, literally. It's been through floods and drought, but it's starting. It's just starting to sprout now. So I'll update you when there's actually something worth looking at there. So this will be my new cold frame greenhouse here. Very excited for. So this one here, so this is a out sunny greenhouse we bought, and it lasted 2 months with all the wind and everything. The whole frame just totally collapsed. So we since last year rebuilt it with an actual shelter logic frame. So it's definitely nice and stable now, but not really warm enough, right? So we're going to put a second layer of plastic on the outside. I am so excited for that. So in here I've got some of the cannas, the yellow ones actually. The garden towers have been in here for a bit. They're doing pretty good. That's that other bucket of cannas I just did. The potatoes got kicked out here too. Got a bunch of seedlings from inside that are getting acclimated, ready to plant. And then some other seed trays that I just recently sowed. Nice petunias. Like, oh my goodness. This is my first time growing petunias from seed. Now, I only planted purple and yellow because that's all I grew last year that I harvested the seed from. But I've clearly got some white in there, so they're not true to seed. But like, my research said they were slow growing. Yeah. So these I got to do something with them today. Maybe I'll try to make one of those petunia hanging balls or something. Or a couple of those. They got to get planted. They are way outgrown. Like they're just in those little soil blocks, right? Yeah. They're beautiful, but it's way too early. I'm still 4 weeks till my last frost. Peek in my garden shed. So this is where I put all the dahlias and cannas that I planted the other day in a video. And this is my lemon tree that I overwintered inside. It was infested with, I believe, spider mites or something. So it's been in a plastic bag in the sunroom all winter. Go this way, maybe you can see better. It's quite large. So he's looking good. So he's going to stay here in the garden shed. I'll let all the natural predators keep him nice and clean. Get him acclimated so he can go outside. So this is all dahlias. These are all the canna pots. And this is my one and only overwintered pepper, which I won't do it again. I will never overwinter peppers again. It's just an aphid mess. It's not even worth it. Just start new ones from seed. And that's the remainder of the dahlias that I potted up in the smaller pots. And back over here, this was my other veggie garden here, but we ended up moving the shelter logic back here, so I lost half of it. So we're going to put the potatoes in this garden section here this year. So it's all tilled and ready to go. All the trees are starting to bud out. All these beautiful tamaracks. I'm sure there's tamaracks back in London where I used to live, but I wasn't very familiar with them. They're so cool. They're like an evergreen, but they drop all their leaves in the, well, I guess they're not leaves, all their needles in the winter. But they're just starting to bud out. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Got my hummingbird feeders out. No sign of them yet. We're 1 week from when they normally show up, but I think this year will be early. It's ready. Come on, hummingbirds. I got my feeders for the bluebirds here. Put some oranges in hopes to get some Orioles this year. This feeder has mealworms and oranges, and this feeder has grape jelly and oranges. So something for everyone. Come on, birdies and bumblebees. A nice little treat when there's really not a whole lot available. Things are just starting to wake up. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure I gave you a little bit of an update anyway, because most of the stuff is going to be going in the ground. A little bit every day, making room for more. Oh, I love spring. I really love spring. So indoors, peppers. Got the rest of the sweet peppers all potted up yesterday. So everybody's looking good. Lots of annuals. I just moved a whole bunch more stuff out, so it looks a little vacant. But I mean, they're coming. It's so much on the go. Asparagus is potted up. Lots going on. There's my ridiculous early start tomato. That one's the Mountain Merit. My ridiculous early start dahlia. Woohoo! Soil blocks prepared for planting next week as I hit my 4 weeks coming up till last frost. My other ridiculous early start tomato here. This one is the Sun Gold. A little breakage, it was getting too big, but it's still doing fine. Look at that. Oh. A few more days, And I'll get my first fresh tomato from the garden. My ridiculous early starts for marigolds are flowering in the sunroom. Aren't they beautiful? This is the buttercream. Another one up here. Oh, so pretty. I'm so excited for this agastache. I just potted that up yesterday. Looking good. Hibiscus Mahogany Splendor, just potted up yesterday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Now get growing.